Welcome to the Icelandic Forum. Kinda sorta bringing on my first guest, a very great personal, kinda sorta personal friend of mine, Millennial MOANS, or as I prefer, I kinda sorta prefer to call him Moansy. So Moansy is coming to talk to you about the kind of sorta tropes, metaphysical tropes of mass immigration and how it kind of sorta is a downer for Europeanness. Okay, so without further ado, please welcome onto the stage here in Reykjavik, Iceland, the Icelandic Forum, kind of sorta Moansy. Okay, Moansy, I want you to kind of sorta stick to the agenda here, okay? Kind of sorta talk about mass immigration, okay? Kind of sorta stick to the tropes and the topics and the metaphysical tropes of the forum, okay? No, no problem at all, no problem at all, Freddie. I'll talk about the problems that we're facing here, and don't worry about it. I'll do a good job. All right, here I go. Right. Best of luck, Mounty. All right. Hello, Reykjavik. Hello, Iceland. As Freddie MIDWIT has just introduced me there, my name is Millennial Moans. I also go by the name Moansy. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the problems, the innate problems of mass immigration in people from the third world coming into the first world, coming into Europe, and what we're facing by all these, unwashed, huddled masses coming in and taking over, and how life is going to change irrevocably because of this. But before I get into that, I'd like to broach a topic that's very close to my heart, and I think it's very important here in the movement. It's something I've thought about all my life, practically, and that is bestiality. In other words, animal pornography. I don't know if you know much about it, but I find it fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And actually, when people, talk about Animal Farm, and when I was a young fella and they talked to me about Animal Farm, Orwell's Animal Farm, the first thing I thought about was a VHS animal pornography video that was going around in the 1980s, early 1990s, called Animal Farm. And even now, when people talk about Animal Farm, I immediately think of that movie, that film, that blue movie, before I think of the dystopian society worded by George Orwell. Anyway, I want to say about bestiality. What is bad? This is my question for you Icelandic people. What is bad about bestiality? And before you try to say, I'll be able to shoot you down. No matter what reason you give for saying it's bad, I'll be able to shoot it down because I've thought of this. I've been thinking about this for years, and I've covered all the cracks and crevices here, I'll be able to shoot you down. Fundamentally, there is nothing wrong with bestiality. There's nothing wrong with riding a donkey, not in the conventional sense for transportation, but in a sexual sense. There's absolutely no moral dilemma involved with riding a donkey for pleasure, not for logistical transportation purposes. Now, I'm going to expound on this topic of animal pornography for the next half an hour, and then I'll get into the whole mass immigration problem. So bear with me while I further delve into the fascinating, absolutely fascinating world of bestiality. Kinda, sorta, for fuck's sake, Moansy.